Hello everyone, I'm Taffany and I want to welcome you back to my garden. Today I am going to be putting plants in these pots. Right now you see in front of you a part of the birds of paradise that I took from my front yard. I didn't have enough potting soil to finish all the pots, so I just kind of stuck them in there and ran to the store to get another bag of potting soil. So I'm going to have to figure out where I want to put this bird of paradise, if it's in the pot or in the ground. When I dug up the birds of paradise, I did a pretty good job getting a nice chunk of it, getting the bulbous part and everything, some of the root. But once it was out, a part of it broke off, which is this right here. It doesn't have a root to it, so it is likely not going to make it. But I'm going to stick it in wherever I put it, whether it's in a pot or the ground, to see if it makes it, but I doubt it. Also, while I was at the garden center, I went ahead and purchased this little lemon cypress. I know that it tends to get anywhere from 6 to 10 feet tall when it matures, which takes about 10 years, but I'm going to keep it in the pot for as long as I can. I'm also going to be planting these herbs that I started from seed. The first pot is dill, the second is cilantro. They will be going in my 2 smaller ceramic pots. Today I'm doing a voiceover because right now, as I am out here potting, my neighbor behind me and my neighbor next to me are both having their yards mowed at the same time, so the noise is just too much. So I just figured, let me just do a voiceover so you don't have to hear all of that loud, annoying noise. You probably just saw me shaking out one of the herb pots, and that's because as I'm trying to pick things up, a nice big fat round roly-poly bug just decided to crawl in there, so I'm trying to shake that little baby out. But let's go ahead and get started planting, guys. My little Tika is now ready to go in the house. I guess she's had enough of the noise as well. And I have to sit here and figure out where exactly do I want to put this bird of paradise. In the ground or in a pot? I'm really not sure which direction to go because I think it would look nice either way. But I think I'm starting to lean towards in the ground. I think I'm gonna go with in the ground because this empty space that I have right here, I have to put something in it. I haven't come up with an idea yet, and this just may be the perfect thing to go here. Oh yeah, I think this was a good choice. As it thickens up and multiplies, it will block the view of that lower part of the gutter and drain. In addition, while not something you would think of right off the top of your head as a good plant to go next to the shrub that's next to it, which is a gardenia, I think the two will pair nicely. Now, I'm not sure what kind of gardenia that one is. I got it from one of my regular garden centers that I go to on their clearance table. It was a 5-gallon for $3.99, $3.99. They weren't exactly sure what kind of gardenia this is. I did ask them at the garden center since it didn't have a tag on it. They weren't sure. They knew it was a gardenia. So I don't know if it's a large growing one or a smaller growing one. I'll find out with time. But while they are not a pair that you would think of to be together, I think this could work out nicely and be something unique as well. Now, let's get these babies watered up and then step back and take a look at what we have. Now, keep in mind the herbs are still very small, but they will fill in nicely. And as the weather gets cold, I can just take them inside of the house there or inside of the garage to avoid any freeze or anything like that. My goal is to see if I can get these to survive through the cold weather. I haven't done this before. I usually just plant in the garden. If it makes it, it makes it during the frost. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I want to see what I can do with having a couple of my favorite herbs in a pot near the house where I can move them to see if I can keep the herbs going year round. We'll see how this turns out. But in the meantime, here are the pots. And this center pot where I have not planted anything, I'm going to put in a drop-in pot. Those are those pots that are already done for you and you can just stick them inside of a pre-existing pot. And you have this nice, full, beautiful arrangement pre-made. So that's going to be the pot where I'm able to add my pop of color for each individual season. I can change it out by the season. But here's what it looks like for right now. I have more planting to do. I'm going to put some plants around the lemon cypress, but I think it's going to be nice once everything is done. Oh yeah, before I go, let me show you real quick. All of the flags are up and out of the yard now. I haven't seen the work crews in the neighborhood for the last couple of days, so I think it's safe to pull them up. And I am so relieved that the work is done. I don't have to deal with them coming back, I hope. But yeah, all the flags are up, and now my garden doesn't look like a work construction zone with flags everywhere. But all right, guys, this time it is a goodbye until the next video. I'll see you later.